on her face, a life of agony. She falls from grace. There's no light. She tries to find a way out of the dark, guided by her heart. No lamps and glory, trapped in a story. I still see what she wants to be, a star on the sky. She wants to fly. She still tries, but break down and lies. But she's fallen down with a golden crown. She wants only glory, trapped in a story. Confession, she's got a dream. Confession, she really wants me, and she can't escape from her fate. Still her demons call. She has to fall to rise. An obsession. Is this my life? A life with a bitter taste? Am I condemned to waste? Show me my mistakes, and face me with my fate. I assume that my life is doomed. I'll surrender my desire. I will surrender until the day I die. I will surrender while I'm still breathing. I will surrender while my heart is beating. Time goes by, but I still try. I'll keep my head up. I will never stop. Show me my mistakes.
Well, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Once again, new series for us here, the Midwest Days of Thunder Cup Series. Well, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. This is Rockingham 150 brought to you by Jinx Shifters. Well, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Jason for your Signature Esports.
Welcome, everybody, to another fantastic race hosted by the Midwest Days of Thunder. We are live here at Texas Motor Speedway for round 2 of the Midwest Days of Thunder ARCA series. I am your host, Alan Brown, and I am joined in the booth with Mr. Alan English. How you doing tonight, man?
Great, man. Looking forward to some fun racing at Texas. And not just Texas, Legacy, Texas, folks. This old track is bumpy, and the pavement will definitely wear your tires down here. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, and down on pit road, we got Mr. Adam Turner with his cooler. How you feeling today?
Oh, I'm feeling pretty psyched about this deal. This is a racetrack for race car drivers. It's a real racy track. It's warm down here. The people are enjoying the food and the fun times that are about to occur down here on pit road. It just smells like asphalt and rubber down here, and it's just going to be an awesome race. Real good racetrack. It's a good one. I think they chose a good one for these guys.
Absolutely. I remember running here last season, and it was a tricky track to tame. That is for sure. As we take a look at our weather and our track details, nice little 1.5 miles for 60 laps here, and it looks like we're a little warm, but not too warm down there on the track. So the cars aren't going to slide so much, but tire wear is definitely gonna be the big issue.
And they've cooled down about 4 degrees on the track temp, which is kind of strange since we got cars running on it. So maybe they'll find a little bit more grip as time goes by. We'll have to see here.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure, but I do know I think we're going to have a little beating and banging here in this with tri-oval in the front stretch. It gets kind of narrow there, and there's going to be some people battling to keep a spot or move up or whatever. And I think we're going to have a little trouble in that front stretch. That's just my opinion, but these guys will put on a good show. They did last week, that's for sure.
As we're here wrapping up practice, our last week's race winner, Michael Cheney, he won the race, but he's actually second in points right now behind Mr. Wade Brooks. Wade Brooks got a few more bonus points.
Well, that makes it kind of confusing, don't it?
Just a little bit, but it makes it a little more interesting. We are racing in a kind of shorter field or a shorter season, and every point's going to count. And I think this is going to definitely going to show it.
So it's really important to pick up as many of those bonus points as you can get, because there's only, say you finish a race and somebody's one position in front of you, they're only getting one more point than you for where they finish the race. Other points are going to come in as far as leading a lap. You get a point. I think most laps led gets a point. Most position gain gets you a point. So racking up those bonus points can really make a difference.
Yeah, and along with the points comes a little bit of prestige, right? I mean, these guys are working. They want to. This league is progressive, right? So they want to move up to the ARCA, from ARCA to Xfinity, and then Xfinity after that you have the Cup Series. So and if they're not on a team, they're probably looking for somebody to pick them up, and they're just trying to put on a good show so they can progress through the league. That's the cool thing about the Midwest Days of Thunder League. I don't know. I know we talk about it quite a bit, but it's just the way it's set up, and the people can have goals and they can attain goals, and you get a lot of friends and learn new people and learn some techniques from different drivers. It's a pretty cool setup they got over there.
As we watch as some people go around the track, finishing up their practice here in about 20 seconds, Gavin Marlin. Kind of no surprise, he's quick everywhere currently with the fastest lap time. But we got a new name up there in second place, and he's not too far behind. I mean, he's only 0.03 off of Gavin, and he's new, literally joined just this week, and that's Andrew Cope.
Yeah, Andrew Cope, he's brand new guy. He's unproven here. I'm not sure where he raced before. But he's definitely showing that he's got some talent out there on this track.
Yeah, just practice just finishing up. Let us bring out this, and let's go for a ride. Who do you want to go for a ride with? You want to go for a ride with Angel?
Yeah, let's do it.
Might as well.
Let's
I'd
go
like
for.
to see this. Like to see this Ryan Simone kid. He's a Red Stick Junior. He's out of Louisiana.
Oh yeah, Red Stick Mike's son is racing tonight.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be cool to watch him race.
So we'll ride with Angel here for a first lap and see what kind of time he can put down, and just so you'd see how bumpy and how much these guys actually have to wheel this car around.
Oh, it's going to wear him out. I mean, it's only 60 laps, but it'll put a little bit of wear on you. And, you know, you only have 2 laps to qualify, and you're talking about old tires, you know, so you only really have 1 lap because you got to warm those tires up on that first.
Yeah, you can see where he's getting a little bit loose here and there on the track and putting a lot of right wheel in it, but that second lap will be a little bit easier on him.
It
Money
definitely
lap.
should be. As he's currently got the fastest time, but just got beat by Al Corey.
Whoa, way to go, Al.
Oh, and Terry Fritz. Man, the times are really coming in now. Alex Goff, our new pole sitter.
Wow, yeah. This is a racetrack. I mean, you can run some real quick laps here, but sustaining it throughout the entire race, that's going to be the key.
And Angel taking that top spot back as he's just finishing up. Brian Privet taking that top spot away from Angel.
And I mean, there's not a whole lot of time separating all these competitors right now.
No, absolutely not. Like Isaac Wilson just taken the pole by .01. And let's see, is anybody else putting in a time? Let's see. 'Cause yeah, like you said, there's not a big disparity between people here. It's very, very tight.
I mean, if I know Adam kind of thinks like I do as far as this kind of stuff goes, but it's something like this. Even though it's only 60 laps, I'm still wanting to kind of start in the back, be conservative, see what other people are going to be doing. You know, we're going to get a couple of cautions here more than likely, so you'll have a chance to move up once they stack everybody back up. But I want to be in the back. What about you, Adam?
Yeah, no, I definitely, you know, we're from the same team. We know this, how kind of we race together. I love starting in the back. You can make up a lot of spots if you're just patient and wait. But, you know, this thing could string out and start going single file, and that's where it becomes a little harder to start moving up. But I think we're going to have cautions, at least a few, because it's a pretty tricky little track, you know, with all the bumps and that narrow front stretch. So that's what I would do, just like you.
I mean, where do you pass here, Alan? I mean,
you pass wherever you can. If you get stuck behind someone, you either need to learn how to save your tires and just be patient, or you need to get the job done quick, because this track will eat your tires very, very quickly.
Might be as easy as just trying to stay with them and wait for them to make a mistake.
That could definitely help too, but unfortunately their mistake may cost you as well, because these walls are unforgiving. They'll bounce you right back across the track.
That's right, man. And when you think they made a mistake and you try to make that move and they hit that wall, you never know where they're going to come. They're going to, usually with the high banking here, they're going to come straight back down on you, and that's where it gets kind of fun, you know. Fun
and
to watch anyway.
Speaking of hitting the wall, Adam, you and I know this personally. When you get in these ARCA cars and you get up in the turn and it pushes up there and you make contact with the wall, that ARCA car wants to stay in that wall. And the best thing you can do is just wait till everybody passes you before you try to get it off that wall, because if you try to turn down and then front tires get a little grip, you'll be swinging down in front of a bunch of cars and causing a big accident.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't know. A lot of these guys have quite a bit of experience in ARCA, and I think we got some new guys. But yeah, this car, you just ride it out, stick it on that wall and stay. Because if you don't, you're going to ruin a lot of people's day and yourself, and then you're going to have a little bit of fireworks. People aren't going to be real happy with you for coming down when you should have just stayed up there and rode that wall out until the end. So I'm just excited, man. This is going to be a cool race.
Yes, indeed, as qualifying just finishing up. Unfortunately, Gavin not being able to get his last lap in. Let's take a quick run down through the field. Isaac Wilson winning the pole. He also won this race last year, or in the last season. So we'll see what kind of battle happens down up towards the end, up at the front. But I wouldn't be surprised if you see his name up there. And starting on his outside is new fella Alex Goff. Starting in third, we got Darrell Whitlow, and in fourth, we have the 90 car of Carlos Ramos. In fifth, we have Terry James, and in sixth, we have Brian Privet. In seventh, we have Terry Freer, and in eighth, we have Andrew Kobe. In ninth, we have Angel Hernandez, and rounding out your top 10, Gavin Marlin.
Al Corey's going to start in the 11th place, with Ken Olsen starting to do his outside. The 4-car Ryan Ayers is going to start in 13th. Gary Sack in the 89 started 14th place today. Nathan Gilbert in the 21 is going to be in 15th. John Timms is in 16th. Newcomer Tim Harmon is going to be starting in the 17th position. Michael Chaney, last week's winner, is going to be starting 18th. Matthew Spires is going to be in 19th place starting out today. Alex Marinelli is going to be going to round out your top 20 here.
Yeah, and it looks like the only other person in 21st place that run a qualifying lap is Timothy Jones, the number 20 car. You have Mike Simone, number 27. I don't know if he's going to race or not. And
yeah, I don't believe anybody after Timothy is racing.
Ryan Simone down there shows him starting 25th. I believe he's going to. He's Red Stick Mike's son. I believe he's starting. He'll be moving up a few positions because of these other drivers that aren't going to grid.
Absolutely. As we start under pacing here, I'm gonna take that away. All right, what are your guys' thoughts when you're taking this kind of outlap warm-up right behind the pace car?
My thought is get ready, because there's battle coming. You're going to have to, just race your race. Do what you do best as a driver, and also maybe a little bit of praying, because it should be, there's going to be some squirrely cars out there somewhere.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a battle out there today. You've got some new guys that are going to be around you that you haven't raced with before, and some of the veterans of this league, they're not going to know what to expect when you get around some of these new guys. But the opposite's true as well. The new guys are coming in here trying to make their mark and trying to find a racing home.
As our flag waver has his arm up and ready with the green flag, pace car is coming down. Isaac Wilson taking us to the first green flag start of this race, and away they go down into turn 1. Isaac getting a good jump on second place there, and he and Darrell Whitlow are actually starting to pull away pretty nicely up at the front.
Yeah, they're starting to move out a little bit, but these guys are settling in behind them. I hadn't seen anything too wild just yet, but they're still running double file, pretty much as we head into turn 4.
Ooh, Isaac getting a little loose, almost into the wall, but he saved it, and didn't look like he lost too much time there.
Yeah, I was kind of watching that one there. It looked like Gavin, I don't know if he got turned or was loose or what happened there in the fourth turn 4.
Oh no, and it looks like we have our first caution already. Let's go take a look at that. If I can find the correct driver.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. You know, it's the first lap. People nerves are still kind of setting there. So I think Gavin kind of just lost it there. Cold tires in turn 4.
That's what it looks like. Just got a little loose coming off of 4 and causing a kind of big ruckus through there. You know, that's the good thing about the ARCA series. You got 2 fast repairs, so an early incident like this isn't absolutely going to destroy your race for the rest of the night.
Oh, that's correct. I mean, they're going to be able to get down there to back to pit road and fix the car, and most likely, unless they had to tow, they won't have to lose a lap or anything. So let's just settle back in. You know, it's the tires were cold. It kind of thing happens here.
Yeah, and it looked like a couple cars had to tow. Gavin, unfortunately, being one of them. But we'll see how things kind of stack out, and who comes out of the pits and is able to keep on running and hopefully stay on that lead lap. Because unfortunately, out of personal experience, you don't want to be a lap down at this track. Although we got a quick caution here, you know, it's pretty easy to get a long green flag run in.
Yeah, and sorry if I'm a little quiet here, guys. I'm having some technical issues here.
Oh, that's okay.
Not a problem.
I mean, we're just doing our thing. Yeah, it's a long race, you know, for the ARCA car. 60 laps, that's quite a bit of time. So they should be able to stretch out and get all those kinks worked out, and hopefully we'll have a good green flag run next, you know. But I mean, it's a very technical track with the way the turn 4 is, and it's different than the first and second corners. I mean, it takes a little work, and if you hadn't run it a lot, I could see where it could cause a lot of issues.
As we take a quick look at... which one is it? I don't want that one. I don't want that one. Man, these cameras are not working today.
Well, sometimes that happens with, you know, when you're talking about computers, right? I mean, that's just part
They
of
make
the
life
deal.
so much easier, don't they?
Oh, completely.
Absolutely.
I'm just looking at some of these race cars, man. They got, of course, again, they all have cool paint schemes. I think we have a couple Bojangles cars.
As we look at the second place sitter right now, Daryl Whitlow, like I said, he got a very good start and was able to kind of follow Isaac Wilson up through the front pretty quickly. We'll see if they can do that again, or if Daryl's got to fight for that lead spot coming for that right when the green flag starts waving.
Yeah, and then I hope this situation isn't one of those ones where we talk about cautions breed cautions, right? So we had that first caution on the first lap, basically. So let's let these guys settle in, and let's try to get some real good racing in here, because I know these guys can put on a good show. That's for sure.
Hey, if I'm one of those guys right in the back and we keep getting cautions, I'm going to stop getting tires every dead gum time, man, because I'm not really worried about losing a bunch of track position.
No, you're already back there. Might as well.
Yeah,
You're not
might as
going
well
to lose a
get new
lap.
shoes.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Yeah, Stephen Carnes, who's watching us today on the Facebook, Gavin is currently in 22nd, and it looks like he is 1, maybe 2 laps down. So he's going to need a couple cautions here, but he's in the lucky dog spot.
Hey, if
Yeah,
anybody can make a good recovery, it's that kid Gavin, man. He's damn resilient, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's too bad for him, man. That's not typical of how he races. I know
No,
he's
it's
a
really
real
not.
good race car driver in real life. I think we mentioned that before. The tires weren't ready for that turn, and he just got a little loose. And if anybody could make these 2 laps up, it's definitely him, and he's sitting in the lucky dog position at the moment.
As we're heading down the backstretch into turns 3 and 4 with the pace car lights off, so we're going to be going green here in a minute. Looking to see if Daryl can match Isaac's jump and fight for that first spot, and see what shuffles out behind him as well. So they were actually, apart from probably the top 5, they were almost too wide all the way to the back as pace cars coming down pit road. And green, green, green. Away they go. Little slow start, but not too bad.
Oh,
Looks
got
like
one spinning into the grass here.
There-
Oh, he's coming back up the track.
oh, and we got our.
That'll bring yellow.
That'll bring our yellow, but it also looked like Daryl got a good jump on Isaac. Unfortunately for that yellow. Let's
Gary Sack saying on the radio that he caught a piece of that grass and just got loose. Tried to save it and went up the racetrack a little bit. I don't think he caused any damage to any other cars though. So
I don't think.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah, just barely got his tires onto the grass, and it looks like, oh, a couple people dipping and dodging, but it looked like everyone made it through just about fine. Let's take a look at that again from someone who just made it through.
also heads up driving there by them guys dodging him.
Yeah, well, you might want to change the number 89 Dodge car. Maybe Toro, Craftsman, lawnmower. I don't know.
I don't know. As we were sitting there with Terry Freer, as he decides to kind of go through the grass to maybe get around a little bit of something.
Oh, he chose wisely, didn't he?
Yes, sir. That is always an option. Always an option. You know, and there's no incident limit here, which is perfect. You know, for leagues, because I mean, who would want to get an incident point and get disqualified for avoiding a wreck that is like, and that's the proper move to make.
Yeah, I mean, if I have a choice between a car, a wall, or the grass, I'm going to take the grass every day.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? I mean, there's just it's happening so fast when you're driving the car. You don't have much time to make the decision. You know, so that's kind of one of the little things about racing. You know, that you gotta use that brain has to work quick. You can't be slow, because you'll be having a bad day if you don't react quickly.
And Gavin sure did appreciate that. He's on his way around to catch up to the tail end of the lead lap field here.
Yeah, he got the lucky dog. He got the big benefit off of that quick caution, and I'm sure he's thinking, maybe I can get one more.
Yep, he could unlap himself, just like we've talked about before. Bit like Bill Elliott. He just unlapped himself here, probably. So we'll keep an eye on him.
Let's see. Some of the newer people. We got Andrew Cobb currently sitting in 6th. Not doing too bad. Unfortunately, we haven't had much actual racing yet, so we have no idea what these guys are going to do. But I mean, they're sitting up there pretty good, and Alex Goff is just in front of them.
In the old Tito's car, that's a good-looking car. Andrew Cobb is in the Bojangles machine.
I think him and the 55 are running same paint today.
Well, in my opinion, you can't get enough chicken, right? I mean, chicken
Oh, that's
is
right,
king.
man. That's for sure.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, and it appears you're right. So I wonder if these guys are teammates.
They may be teammates, 44 and 55. They could be. I'm not up to speed on the newer teams and who's associated with who yet, but we'll make sure and remedy that before the next broadcast, I'll tell you that.
Well, it's just kind of tough in this league. Everybody's bouncing in and out. We're getting new drivers every week, and which is cool. It's very exciting, and it's just kind of hard to keep up with what team they're on and what team they're going to or stuff like that.
That's right. In ARCA Series 2, for those of y'all that don't know, there's a policy in ARCA that if you cause a caution, you get an EOL penalty. So that's why Gary Sack is going to be starting at the tail end of the field here. It's not because he did anything wrong per se. He was just the cause of the caution. So they're going to make him work his way back up through the field here.
Yeah, and he's not, I don't think we have any actually bad drivers, in this league. So you can easily see him start moving back up through the spots, and I know he knows how to save tires too.
Yeah, he does, and I'm watching number 77 car, John J. Timms. He's sitting in 10th position. Last week he put on a pretty good show, if I remember correctly. So that'd be one to watch for this next green flag run here.
As the pace car lights are off right now, as we're coming through 3 and 4. Darrell Whitlow, getting the benefit of that yellow, is going to lead us to the green flag with Isaac Wilson on the outside. Darrell had a fantastic jump over Isaac there, so we'll see if Isaac can get him back on this restart. Green flags are waving, they're going racing, and it looks like they're trying to go 3 wide for second already.
A little early to do that, guys. Let's just settle in and let's try to make this a good green flag run.
Little bit of that, and Ryan Privet moving up to the second spot through all the confusion. Thankfully, they got it all figured out, but Darrell Whitlow holding on to the lead with another good jump.
Like a lot of guys getting sorted out, trying to get single file here towards the back of the field and the middle of the field.
Yeah, and as a driver, you've already had these 2 cautions. You know, the pressure's on you. You feel it. You don't want to be the next guy that causes a caution. You want to have a good run here. So hopefully that's kind of in their mind, in the back of their mind, as they go around this 1.5-mile track down here in Fort Worth, Texas.
21 got a little loose there on the outside of the 37, and he's losing a couple more positions here. He lost some momentum and lost a few spots here, but it's early yet, guys. It's early. He's got plenty of time to make those back.
Oh yeah, and with the quick cautions, you know, no one's in a rhythm yet. You got to settle in a little bit as we go back to the fight for the lead right now. Kind of all single filed out all the way down as Isaac looks like he's trying to make a move on Brian a little bit here, but not quite there quite yet. You know, these tracks are very much a rhythm track. You got to start hitting your marks and start putting in some lap times and getting a groove on, and then you can start making some moves.
100%. And we talked about this pre-race, but this place is different in 1 and 2 than it is in 3 and 4. So as a driver, you have to focus and know where you're at on the track at all times. You can't just zone out and think, well, the turn's coming up, I need to lift here.
Oh, Isaac getting super loose.
Yeah, he saved it. That's a good save by Isaac. Just got loose, and nobody touched him. I think it just, settling in. That's what we're doing here.
Settling in, and that's gonna cost him a lot of spots. He dropped from 3rd down to 6th.
Yeah, but he didn't crash his car. He didn't damage the car, so he'll settle in and deal with it.
Got a couple 2 wide deep battles back here for 9th and 10th position. Through the quad oval. 2 wide, 2 rows deep.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Looks like they'll all move through. I don't know if someone just kind of got out of the groove a little bit.
They're definitely moving back and forth, trying to stay out of each other's way, but at the same time be competitive,
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and that's the fun part about this track. That tri-oval is so tricky, and when you're running there 2 wide, you can't make a mistake, and your guy next to you can't make a mistake, or they're going to ruin both of y'all's day.
66 of Matthew Jones has got a few of the 2 wide, 2 deep cars right behind him. As they go 3 wide, almost 4 wide at the back stretch. Wow, Gavin Marlin on the bottom here too. And the 66 gets into the 17.
Oh.
And the 66 is going around.
Oh, that's a big one. That's a big one, and that's going to bring out our 3rd caution of the race.
Out of turn 4 there.
Yeah, Alan, you had your eyes on it there, and I got right to it when you were talking about it. They were fighting. It was like a big scrap back there, and I'm not sure what they were fighting for, but it was pretty intense.
Hey, Tomcats don't always need a reason to fight, and these guys were just, that's what they were doing, trying to get that extra position, and they did a pretty good job staying out of each other's way, but this isn't Talladega. This track is not, 40 yards wide here.
Right. That's crazy to to watch the replay. Pretty wild racing back
Wow.
there.
Gotta love
Man.
this new damage model too, with the bumpers and the fenders flying.
Yeah, it just looks even more realistic. This is a simulation. It's not a video game. I think all y'all know that. It's an actual simulation that real race car drivers use. So
Our dads in Texas, way back in the day, would still call it a video game.
well, that's true. Dad would call it a video game and get off the video game, but I think it's a simulation.
Unfortunately,
You might catch a hand upside of your head if you said that.
yeah, unfortunately for Gavin there, he was involved in that, so he's not going to get the lucky dog and come back to the lead lap. I don't know if Ken Olsen might have.
Yeah, he was in there, no fault of his own. He got mixed up. You know, some days this is the kind of races you have. You know, nothing goes right. You think you have a good race car. You think you're a good driver. You probably are a good driver. It doesn't matter. You know.
And sometimes you can be the most patient guy in the world, and stuff just happens in front of you, and you know you choose wrong. You know, you think the cars are going to stay high, so you go low, and here they come down the track, and you T-bone somebody. I mean, it's a crapshoot some days, and Gavin Marlin figured that out a couple of them guys figured that out when the cars just came around.
Yeah, they did. They figured it out real fast. Turn 3 is not meant for 4 cars.
But the great thing here, we talked about this last week, you get 2 fast repairs in these ARCA series races. I mean, it's an entry-level series. They're short, fairly short races relative to the other 2 series. So, you know, use those fast repairs. Get back out there. I mean, that's why they're there.
Right. I mean, and we call it the development league, but you know, a lot of these guys, they're not just brand new to iRacing. They can drive. They know the deal. So it's competitive, but you know, just the difference in driving skill and talent, it's probably, you know, it runs the gamut in this league, and these guys are just shooting for the goal of moving up to Xfinity next season, I would think, and getting pulled up by a team.
Yeah, and I mean, like you said, Mr. English, you know, these are shorter races. I mean, we're almost halfway. We're a few laps shy of that. Now, talking a little bit about strategy, I mean, other than the people that have been involved in these incidents, I mean, not many people have pitted yet. And under green flag, we were looking around halfway for people to come down into the pits. Do you think if there's another kind of quick caution, they're thinking about coming down, taking tires, and getting ready?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, especially looking at that halfway point coming out, you know, at the end of lap 30. Yeah, you're going to take that opportunity. If you haven't stopped for tires yet, you're going to have to stop for fuel anyway. So go ahead, stop, you know, fill up your car and throw on 4 fresh Goodyears, because if you can make the tires last, good for you. But you're going to have to stop for fuel. You might as well just stop halfway and kind of try to live a balanced race here.
As they start to stack up 2 wide, Darrell Whitlow will take us to the green flag with Brian Privet on the outside. And, you know, a couple names we haven't talked about too much today is Angel Hernandez and Carlos Ramos. They're sitting 3 and 4 right behind them.
Yeah, Angel's always in the top, from what I remember. He's always close to the top at the end of the races from last season, and this Carlos runs pretty fast as well.
Oh yeah, between Hernandez and Ramos, they're right there within striking distance. I mean, they're not way back in the pack. They don't have the middle tier team cars in front of them, so I mean they're up there. Isaac Wilson's up there. We've seen what he can do and how he can control a car. So I mean, stay up front. Here comes the pace car, getting ready to duck in.
Pace car is in, green flag is waving, and away they go. Darrell taking us across the line, getting a good jump. Looks like the 55 spun the tires.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's one of those cases that somebody went and somebody didn't. and that may be a little bit of kind of new to the league. Don't know
I
kind of
couldn't say it better.
how the start when you're starting at the start finish line, you have to realize you can't just put the foot straight down. You're going to have to watch in front of you and see who's slowing down and who's speeding up, and it's tough.
It's about managing distance. I mean, you can't run over the car in front of you, but you don't want to not go at all or have to tap the brakes and it get run over from behind. So it's about managing your distances here, and man, it's hard to do on these restarts when it's it's go time. And
I don't know if some of these kids ever took driver's ed. I mean, like that 2-second distance. And obviously that doesn't apply to the racing world, but you got to have a little bit of distance and pay attention to your surroundings, because you'll just jam it right into somebody, or somebody will jam it right into you, and there's nowhere to go. You're bottled up right there at the front, and I mean, there's no room, so it causes stuff like this.
Yeah, and that all started up at the front row, the 55. It looked like he spun the tires on the outside, so that whole line got checked up and it just accordioned straight back.
Yeah, and that's something you got to keep in the back of your mind. These guys, people miss gears. They spin tires. It happens. It's just part of racing business, right? It's not their fault, but that's why you can't just ram it right in there and try to act like a battering ram at the start finish line.
I mean, you're exactly right, and especially if you've got quite a few laps on your tires, and you go to get in that gas, maybe you want to get in the gas like you got new tires, and you might not realize that hey, these things might break loose.
Yeah, man, I totally agree. I think we're all on the same page, and we don't talk about it enough, maybe in the race meetings or whatever, but these, when you're restarting after a caution and stuff, people are antsy. They're wanting to go. They want to gain a spot because they've tightened back up, right? But you have to reel yourself in, think about your actions and what's going to happen if you do something incorrect. I mean, there's not much room for error here, and I'm not trying to put any kind of blame on anyone here, because we've all done it. We've all been involved in these things, but it's something that they're learning about each other in these ARCA races.
Absolutely. Al Corey coming back down pit road, maybe to get a few more repairs on that 45 car.
Yeah, and we were just kind of talking about it. If we got another quick caution, would we see any takers? And the answer to that was no.
And if you haven't fitted, I think that's a bad move at this point.
Oh man,
that's just me.
What kind of difference in lap times are you going to see here with guys running brand new tires and guys running tires that are 25 laps old?
I think at this point, you're not going to get too much of a benefit of the new tires until a pretty long green flag run, because you got to fight through all of that traffic. I mean, we're talking, the top 16, 17 people haven't pitted yet. So if you take tires and go all the way back to 18th, 19th, 20th position, you're not only battling with some, damaged cars back there, but that's a lot of cars to try to make moves on, especially if they're driving with old tires.
So you got a few of these guys that we don't talk about a whole heck of a lot, like Ryan Ayers. He's running up there, and he's going to be starting in the 6th position here. A few other guys that kind of feeling their way through this. Tim Harmon, unfortunately, got the EOL for that last incident on track, but hey, that's the policy. He'll learn his way through it here.
Yeah, and you know what all these cautions are doing? The beer companies are just enjoying this, like like a guy in the stands, I'm sure Richard Michelob is out there drinking a couple Michelobs, watching this race, and he's going to drink more because we got more racing. It's longer race now because we got so many cautions.
As we are stacked up too wide once again, Daryl going to be leading us to that green flag with Brian Privet on the outside. Let's hope that Brian gets a little better start this time with Carlos Ramos starting in 3rd, Angel Hernandez starting in 4th, and Isaac Wilson starting in 5th. So we'll see who makes a move, when and where, as we get ready to go back to green flag racing, and away they go.
A little more patience being shown on this restart.
A little bit more. Darrell getting a fantastic jump again on that inside line. And it looks like even Carlos Ramos is going to be able to slide up into that 2 spot.
I just love the
Fires
sound of these
James.
cars. Just the
Oh,
sound
for
of these
sure.
cars when they hit it right there in that first corner, man. It sounds amazing.
Yeah,
As
Darrell.
they sort themselves out here, we still got a couple of cars running too wide, but not many.
And Darrell already has a half-second lead on 2nd place as they kind of battle it out.
I'm telling you what, every time Darrell Whitlow's the control car, that guy gets a heck of a jump every time. He runs through the gears. He doesn't make mistakes accelerating, and look where it gets him. He's way out there.
Way out there as they kind of slowly get into that single file and try to maybe make up a little bit of ground and catch them later on. Let's go take a look at some of those battles that you were talking about. Like right now, it looks like the battle for like 12th. It's very, very tight.
Yeah, they're all stacked up there going into turn 3. And these are the guys that are the ones that are really kind of aggressive, it seems like, in this race since the start. They're going after each other.
Yes, Gary Sack slowly moving his way up through the field from that EOL. Is trying to take that spot away, and he finally has that move done. As looks like the what's that? That someone got very, very loose behind him.
I'm trying to find who that was now. I believe it was Alex Goff in the 00. Came out of turn, was that turn 2? And he was just about flat sideways.
As Gavin gets around him, and you know what? He may not have driven this car that much, and isn't quite used to what these things do. And because I believe he's one of our newer names, so.
And
Yeah,
look,
and if you haven't raced these cars before, or at a in an actual race with teammates or whatever before, it's tough. It's different than the ARCA car. The ARCA's different than the NASCAR Cup car. It's different than the Xfinity car, and so you have to learn the little nuances of the vehicle before you get into one of these.
As we,
3 of us went through this when we joined this league, this Midwest Days of Thunder League. They start you out in an ARCA car. I'd never driven one before competitively. I couldn't stand it, but it grows on you. It's actually a really fun car to drive.
It does grow on you. I was the same with you. The braking system it's not very good, but once you kind of get the hang of the car, it's super fun to drive.
Look at this battle behind the 37. He got a little loose. He got loose again just now. The 89 and the 49, door to door. 46 behind them, and then you got a couple more cars running side by side. It's really heating back up here.
it's
Heating up back here at about 11, 12,
Yeah,
15th place.
It's heating up at the front too. Carlos Ramos on the bumper of Darrell, trying to take away the lead. Brian Privett's still there in the chase, almost a second back, but yeah, Carlos is right there, hoping maybe Darrell will make a mistake.
Yeah, this is where we do the old race within the race, right? 12 through 15, it's super racy back here, and pretty exciting to watch,
Oh, big wreck going into the freaking front stretch here. 21's around. A couple other cars up in the wall.
Looks like the 21
Nathan
is
Gilbert
slowly
involved
moving.
again. And
Yeah.
the green is still out because he stayed low enough. And he's staying down on the apron.
And that's an
Max.
iRacing call, too. We don't
Hey.
have race control will not take over. They leave it to iRacing.
Hey, but that's a classy move by the 21. He moved down and made sure these other guys could still keep racing, but couple cars went around there and got, oh man, some pretty heavy damage. We'll see how it shakes out when we start to see who's running a little slower here.
And single file, and it looks like Carlos backed off of Daryl a little bit because maybe someone heard a little, hey, they're wrecking here, and like,
yeah. No need to burn them up either, you know. We're at a little over 2/3 here.
Yeah, we're at 22 laps to go, and I don't think they're good on fuel, so they're gonna have to make a stop at some point.
Definitely a few of them are. Yep.
Just a question of when are you gonna gamble whether yellow's gonna come out.
Well, I'm still watching Terry James in the 49.
Oh, it's exciting, isn't it? That's
yeah,
where my
Andrew
camera's at.
Cobb in the
It's
44. These guys are
We got
going
some slow
after it
car in
back
the
here.
apron back here.
Gary Sachs as well in the 89.
So
car.
Angel Hernandez going in under green. He may have been involved in that last incident.
This is all for the 10th spot. Oh, as they get really racy.
Yeah.
Oh, and they all saved it. How did they save that? We had four cars all facing 7 different directions, and they all made it through it.
No, the 4 goes around. The 4 and the 44 got together. You had one car trying to pit, and the other one smashed them, and then the 46 also involved.
Yeah, and if I'm hearing what you're saying, I'm thinking this is another deal where, hey, these guys they don't race together, or they haven't, you know. And I don't know if somebody called out their pit and they didn't know someone was pitting.
He might not have. I didn't hear him say anything on the radio about pitting, but I might have just missed it. But the caution comes out here, and some of these guys are going to have to use this as their. Oh my goodness.
Oh man. Such a shame. And like I said, behind them, we had 4 different cars all facing different directions, and they all managed to save it.
So here come a bunch of cars parading down pit road to come top off with fuel and get some fresh tires.
Oh,
wow,
a whole
that was
bunch
such
of
a hard
cars.
hit.
That was.
Call the ambulance for sure on that one.
Yeah, the 44 car of Andrew Cobb with the Bone Jagles machine. I basically rear-ended Ryan Ayers in the Hercules Pros machine as he was going onto pit road. I don't know if he called it out. I don't know if he was aware that that was going to happen, that he was going to pit. But, man, that was a pretty hard hit.
As we take a look for the chase off pit road, Darrell Whitlow will get the job done with John Timms just behind him. Isaac Wilson is up to 2nd place, and he did pit. So I wonder if he took 2 tires and some people took 4 tires.
Yeah, there's definitely a time difference there.
That's a strategy you could use. Me personally, I'm going with 4.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't risk it here.
No,
Give me 4 good ones.
This is legacy, like you said before, English. I mean, it tears up the tires super quick. So I'd get all 4 and just keep going, push it.
Look who's back on the lead lap, Jarrett Marlin. Or, sorry, Jarrett. Jarrett's his dad. Gavin Marlin in that 14 car. He's back on the lead lap.
Yeah, well, that's not really a surprise, is it? I mean, I'm going to say we're going to see him in the top 10 here. That's just my prediction, at least. He's really good, fun to watch, that race car driver.
One thing I wanted to mention, too, is especially with Ryan coming in here to race, Mike Simone's son, Ryan, iRacing is one of those things. It's something you can enjoy with your family. I mean, look, it's good, clean fun, as they say. You know, look at the Nidec guys and Taver all running together. They're all family, and guys bringing their sons in. Jarrett bringing Gavin in and wanting to race with him, and Mike and Ryan. This is it's a great thing seeing these family things going on, especially in modern times. When it's kind of a refreshing thing to see.
Well, I agree with you 100%. And you've been around. It's kind of like a community, right? Especially
it really is. It really is.
Racing Midwest Days of Thunder. it's kind of like a little family. We have our squabbles, you know, and some people are a blood family here, and some of us are
That's
just,
right.
you know, like family from being in this league. And I think a lot of leagues are like that, and it's just a great avenue for, you know, friends and family to blow off some steam and have fun. You know, we can't all afford to drive a real race car, right? That's
That's right.
expensive. So
And
for a lot of people, this is all we can do.
And the ARCA series especially uses a lot of free content. I mean, that's why they're running Legacy Texas instead of the new Texas. They're trying to keep the cost down for guys just getting into iRacing and wanting to find something to do. They're trying to find new friends, and I've made a lot of new friends in this league. And I mean, what are we on? This is round 2 of
Round
this
2.
season of the ARCA series for Midwest Days of Thunder. So if you're out there watching this, you have friends that are racing here tonight, you're looking for a racing home, check out Midwest Days of Thunder. It's a progressive series, like we mentioned many times. You start out in the ARCA series, and it's owner team based. So you can run independent if you want, but a lot of these guys run together. I've always run on a team and really enjoyed it here.
As we're
They take all skill levels. Look at me.
Exactly.
getting ready to go back to racing here, and Isaac Wilson is going to be taking us to the green flag, and away they go. Carlos Ramos on the outside.
Another great restart. Patient drivers, even in a beginner series here. Little 3-wide action back here. But they sort themselves out. Everybody giving plenty of room.
Yep, as Daryl and Carlos are fighting behind Isaac for that second spot. And they're still able to keep up with him too, which is actually very impressive. I mean, they're all on newer tires too.
The new tires, I just watched number 37, Matthew Spires in the Budweiser car. He held it. You know, he lost it in turn 3, but he held it and didn't cause any damage. They kept rolling. That's a cold tire situation you were just talking about, Mr. Brown.
Yeah, as Daryl gets the job done on Carlos to take that second spot away. So after looking back at it, both Isaac and Carlos were in pit lane when the caution came out, and so that's how they got those positions. So they could have also taken 4 tires. So this could be a very interesting battle at the end.
I love it when it goes your way, you know, but it never seems to go my way when that happens. It's always I go in the pits and I always get screwed on them kind of deals. But
I'm usually trapped, you know.
yeah, you get
that's
trapped.
another lap down for you, boy.
Or they close the pits on you or something, you know.
Right.
As we look here for the battle for 5th between the 4 and the 77, Ryan Ayers and John Timms fighting it out. And it looks like Joe Archer and Gary Sack are going to join the mix too.
Yeah, the Canadian Joe Archer, he wants to get in here and stick his nose under the 77. He's trying to make something happen too.
Those pesky Canadians.
And he'll clear them.
They had their day last week.
Hey,
But
but look.
They're our friends, our neighbors. We love them dearly.
Mr. Archer did not have a good race on Canada Day. It was the curse of Canada Day for him. I felt bad for him, but
I hope we had a few Molsons after the race.
We come back up to the lead. Daryl's trying to make a move on Isaac around the outside, side by side, through 3 and 4 they go. Let's see who gets a little better run off the corner, and it's kind of even. Daryl still sitting there. Yeah, he might have lost just a little bit.
49 got super loose. He caught too much of the apron coming out of 4. But he saved it, man. Some of these newer drivers, they can drive. They can save a car.
Well, they're having to here. I mean, it's kind of the name of the game today. But I'll tell you what, who's in 10th position? Gavin Marlin, and he's moving up, boys. That's what he does.
As we're coming to the line with 10 laps to go here, it's time for that white knuckle driving and make what you can of your situation, and maybe you get lucky with another caution. Like I'm sure Gavin would like one to get a little closer up to the front with a restack up here, but you know,
hey, caution's out.
Caution's out. As man, that's talk about a commentator's curse or something. I have no idea what the caution is for.
I
We're
didn't.
gonna
s-
go
I
back and take a look
focused
at
on
it.
crashes. I didn't see anything happen here.
Well, that's part of the technical issue with iRacing. It's sometimes hard to
Adam,
get the crash.
you didn't lose track of one of your beers rolling down pit entrance.
Well, I
did
didn't want to tell anybody, but that might have actually got up underneath somebody's car and taken out the oil pan. You weren't supposed to mention that.
What's I
Either
think
way,
it
we
was
got a caution.
it was Ryan Simone getting turned by the 66 of Matthew Jones.
Well, we know Simone
Bad luck for him
is a
today.
newcomer to this, but hey, what better way to learn? Your dad's sitting there helping you out, and we've all been there. You gotta crash and burn and learn.
You've got to start somewhere, and if anywhere is the perfect place to learn, it's a league like this. Where you're going to get family and friends to help you out, and I mean, it's all about learning here.
And it just looked like Ryan got onto the apron, got a little loose, and it was tight racing back there. And the 66 had nowhere to go but straight into the bumper.
It definitely wasn't intentional. The 66 was already battling a car that was above him on the track, and I mean,
Yeah,
sometimes there's nothing you could do. It got him right in the corner and turned him. I mean,
It looks like the
Stuff
25 Michael Cheney is going to get the lucky dog on this, and we got quite a few left on the lead lap. I think we have 19 cars that are going to be on this lead lap for the final run here.
Yeah, I'm showing 19 cars on the lead lap. I'm gonna assume we're 2 laps to go for the green flag right now, so we're gonna be going green
Yep.
with 6 laps to go. Man, this is gonna get dicey.
and
Well,
heartbreak for guys like Al Corey and Terry Freer. I mean, they're both 2 laps down now, and time is ticking down. I have a feeling they're not going to make it back onto the lead lap here.
Yeah, I think they're probably in bad shape, but here's the deal. Who has the tires and who doesn't? That's the key right now. Who's got tires, who doesn't, and you better know who has them if they're in front of you, and who doesn't. You know what I mean? Because you're gonna have to work your way through here. And I don't know what y'all would do in this situation with about 6 laps to go, but I mean, I think it's full send, basically.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, especially if you got teammates around you and you're on team comms together, like many of the teams are. It's time to start working together and try to make a few positions before the end of this race.
it'll actually be 5 laps to go when they take the green flag. So you're looking at 4 laps, and once when they take that white flag, there's no more cautions. The race will end no matter what happens. So if you're someone like, someone like Gary, who's sitting there in 8th and might want to make a move, make it quick and maybe a quick caution and get some green-white checker laps going.
Green white checkers do we get? Is it 2?
Yeah, I believe it is 2. I believe
it's
we have 2
2.
attempts.
2 attempts in each of the 3 series here at Midwest Days of Thunder. It's just to give guys a little bit of extra realism, just like the racing you see on TV.
Absolutely, man. It is. It's starting to feel like it, right? We're here at the
Absolutely, it
end,
is.
and these
Yeah.
guys are
I'm on edge of
going
my
at
seat.
it. So if you're going into the last few laps and somebody's on cold tires in front of you, I mean, you're going to send it right into them. You're going to turn them. That's just the business.
Cold
that we're
tires
in
or
here.
worn tires or whatever, We'll see
Right.
if some of these other guys spin tires on this restart anymore. I mean, the last few restarts have been beautiful, though. These guys are starting to get the hang of this car, and they're seeing what its capabilities are, I believe.
Yeah, it just takes a little bit of working together, learning each other, and
Yes, yeah.
and here we go. I mean, we're 5 laps to go here, Mr. Brown, and I don't know what you would do here as far as if you're the leader, but we're going to find out, aren't we?
Yes, we will, as Isaac leads this pack as the pace car comes down pit road, green flags waving, and away they go. Isaac getting a great jump on Daryl there, getting a nice gap as Daryl and Carlos are fighting it out for the number 2 spot.
Gavin Marlin cut down in front of a car, it looked like. He lost it. We're still green, though. He's staying on the apron here, trying to reblend.
Oh, and Daryl and Carlos get into it. Oh, big wreck.
Yells out. Damn. Oh, my God. Cars are flying everywhere upside down.
That looked like Talladega, boys.
It did.
Yeah,
Gary Sack involved in that, too.
We were fighting pretty hard there.
This might be the end of Terry James's race. He's trying to get that car back going.
Let's take a look back at what happened. It was close racing for second. Let's see if we can't get a better camera angle on this. Oh. Oh. Looks like Carlos came up and Daryl was right there and just blocked up the rest of the track. Collecting the 4, bringing them down to the inside.
Again, nothing intentional there. It's 2 cars trying to occupy the same space, and everybody paid the price behind them.
Man, that you usually only see big ones like that, kind of at the plate tracks and the super speedways, and man, you weren't kidding. There were cars 20 feet up in the air.
46 had nowhere to go and pitched a car way up in the air.
We had the big one in Texas. I mean, everything's bigger in Texas is what I'm told.
Even the wrecks, yeah.
Yeah.
My God.
I'm from down around this way. This is my home track, by the way. I think I've mentioned that before. Love it. Beautiful place. Great racing. And we're seeing it. I mean, we've had quite a few cautions, but we've had good moments in this race where I think these guys can build on and develop, a little bit more of racing together and a little bit more skill set.
And guys, look, as it gets later in the day here, I'm showing it's 5:37 in the afternoon now. Our track temp has gone down dramatically. It is 80 degrees out there on the track right now. So you get all that shade thrown onto the track, and we're going to see some little bit better grip levels, maybe with some of these guys, even on older tires.
Oh yeah, and I mean, just even talk about the car. I mean, everyone's running the same setup, but the car is going to feel completely different now.
Yeah. Here's the problem. If I'm sitting anywhere other than number 1, it looks like the 93 car has been getting a good jump all day long when he's out front. They're going to have to get up on him because he's going to make up. If he does it again, he's going to have a lot more space in front of him, and it's going to be super hard to catch him. We only have a couple laps.
Yeah, as we're going to have our first green-white checkered attempt here in a couple laps. Isaac Wilson, your current leader, with Alex Goff, who's been just kind of hanging around all race, is now up into second with John Timms in third and Joe Archer in fourth.
These guys have been patient. They've been working their way through the field, trying to avoid the things that are going on the track here, all the drama, and it's paying off for them. I mean, they're being patient and trying to dodge all the stuff.
I think they went to our school of thought on this race. Just hang back, let the race come to you a little bit, and just stay out of the way.
And Joe Archer and Gary Sack there, they're going to be starting road 2 and 3 here. Same thing goes for them. I mean, Gary Sack got sent to the back of the field with the EOL at least once, and look, the EOL thing, it's not the end of the world. It's just, hey, if you cause a caution, we're just going to send you to the back, and it's not to make you feel bad or anything. It's just to try to keep things clean. And look, he's fought his way back up. That's determination right there.
Oh yeah. Well, not to mention, even with the EOL and everything, he's up 20 spots from where he started this race.
Well,
he's
going
gotta
to
be
gain
a hard charger, dude.
a hard charger of the race. He's going to gain a point if he stays where he's at an extra point. And those, like we talked about earlier, every point matters in this short series.
Exactly.
Through 3 and 4, they go 2 wide as they stack up behind the pace car here. Isaac Wilson taking us to the green flag of our first green-white checker. We're hoping it's only going to be the one as the pace car peels off. But we'll see, as now it's time to go real racing, boys. Green flag comes out. Isaac,
Wilson is
massive
gone.
jump. Massive jump.
Yeah, and that's just what I said. You can't let that happen. He
Yeah,
got
he
too
caught-
big a-
Oh, as a
I've
car
got a
gets
car
turned
going around
behind
here.
him.
It's Archer.
Oh no, Archer gets spun, and we're going to have our last attempt at a green-white checker. But as you saw it, Isaac was
And Gary
gone.
Sack was in that. Dadgum, we cursed him, man.
I don't think we cursed him. I think this track is cursing us. They're doing the best they can out there. Like we said, the tires old, cold, whatever. And they're racing. They're trying to finish this race and catch the leader. The only person that's probably happy about this is the 00 Alex Goff. He's got one more chance at grabbing Isaac on this restart. And Isaac's been jumping this restart, jumping it, and he's just he's making a good run. It's nothing he's doing wrong. He's racing.
Gavin Marlin, and the 51 car also of Ken Olsen. My goodness,
And
that's a lot of tore up equipment.
that it is. But I will say one thing that I have been noticing a lot this race is when there's been a wreck in front of some of these guys, yeah, they may not have somewhere to go, but it doesn't look like they're slowing down at all.
They're trying to gain as much as they can as far as track position and distance on people before that yellow flag drops. I mean, it goes by your last scoring loop, but I mean, if there's a chance that you can gain a position or two, kind of see why they're trying to do that.
Yeah, I think they're willing to risk it. I mean, it's risk reward at this point. Are you going to drive through the smoke? Are you going to let off and let everybody else drive through it and get ahead of you? I mean, bottom line, it's competitive. These guys want to win. I mean, nobody joins this stuff to, become 25th every week.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, we're all here to race, but at some point when you see some of the smoke, you would think you would let off a little bit.
Yeah, full send apparently here in this ARCA League, which I've got no problem with it. I like a little racing, man. That's why we're here. We're here to watch racing, and that's what they're doing. Unfortunately, we've got caught up in a couple events that, probably could have been avoided.
Unfortunate, but hey, man, we've hit this over and over. This is learning how to race. This is learning how to manage traffic, manage distance. These guys are going to come away from this race because this isn't a plate track. This isn't a short track. This is a technical track where it takes a lot of practice and a lot of knowing how to manage tires and knowing what to do and when to send it and when to, just hang back. Do a little safe.
And that's the cool people that don't know about racing or never, they're just turning left. Yeah, it's a lot more than turning left. There's a lot going on in the car, with the car, how the track is, what the temperature is, who's around you. There's a lot of variables going on. That's why racing is so exciting to race fans, people like us, because of that. They're turning left, but there's a lot more to it than that, and I think you guys agree with me on that part of it.
Oh yeah, most definitely. As I think the lights on the pace car are going to be turning off here. Let's see.
It'd be coming to one to go here. Second green-white checker attempt. Sorry, I got a mouthful of something. And this will be it. If they take the white, it's over.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, even if we get a quick caution here, I mean, where you finish is kind of where you finish. So.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Well, and here's my mindset: if I'm in the 00 Tito's car with Alex Goff, I'm gonna do my damnedest to try to just send it and stay on pace with Isaac, number 93, because he's gotten such a good jump on every restart that we've seen. You're gonna have to do something to.
You're gonna have to try to anticipate it or something here.
As we head down the backstretch, Isaac Wilson leading the field with Alex Goff on his outside, Brian Privet behind him, and John J. Timms finishing off that second row. I got Timothy Jones. Haven't said his name much. He's lurking there in fifth. I mean, he could get some moves done towards the ends of this, especially if it gets racy.
He is a guy we haven't talked about much in that 20 car, but he's determined, man. He's in there with it.
Yep. Pace car coming down pit road. Green flags waving. Away they go. And it looks like Alex is not going to give Isaac that satisfaction of a clean jump. Nice, even, too wide into turns 1 and 2.
Nice jump by Alex, but it looks like Isaac Wilson's still got him going into the turns here.
Isaac still got him going to the turn, so Isaac will hold on to the lead. Alex Goff sitting behind him, but we've got a slew of cars racing for position, especially for that third spot.
Yeah, they're side by side. Oh, and the 20's going around.
20's
he saves it. No, he doesn't.
Oh, no. But, hey, there's the white flag. We're going to race this one.
They're wrecking behind the 20 now.
Oh, big wreck, but we're still racing. White flag waved. We're still running. Alex Goff all over the bumper of Isaac, trying to get a run down the backstretch, looking to make a move on the outside. I don't know if he's going to be able to get it done. Let's see if he gets a run coming off of this corner. Isaac Wilson hanging on to that lead spot. Across the line they go as we were neck and neck for that second spot between Alex Goff and John Timms.
That's freaking amazing. What a finish.
Talk about a finish. We'll go back and look at that Rex here in a minute, but
it got real interesting out of turn 2. I think Alex could have maybe turned Isaac Wilson into 93, and
he could have, but he did.
He was professionally kept it straight, and you know, I know other guys that would have turned him.
You had Jones, Nathan Gilbert, Joe Archer involved in another one here. Man, on the last lap.
Oh man, that on the last lap. You hate to see
Brian
it, but
Ayers.
We all knew they would be racing for it.
Oh yeah, and I mean, this is there's more races to go. This season is far from over. This is race number 2. I mean, these guys are not feeling down and out. This is just the beginning.
Absolutely. Let's get the race winner. Isaac Wilson, 2-time winner here at Texas Motor Speedway, up here into the booth. Hey, Isaac, you got a copy?
Heck yeah.
Hey, man, congratulations. Win number 2 in a row here at Texas. Looking like you're the king of Texas. You got amazing jumps on a lot of those restarts, man. How did the race go for you?
Oh, race went great for me. I got a little nervous there at the end of that race because of the shade on going into 1 and 2. Maybe missed my mark on that last lap, and that's what gave Alex such a great run coming into that turn. But this car, I don't know what it was. I don't know what it's about Texas, but like you said, 2 in a row here.
You were kicking the crap out of them on the restarts. It was fun watching you and Darrell Whitlow there for a while. Every time y'all restarted, man, it was a battle. But Alex Goff looked like he might have had something for you on that last restart, but you still got it done.
Yeah, what it was for the restarts is being up front all day, learning where the green was, just being able to learn where on the track green flew to be able to hit my gas, just like that millisecond before green came out, get that great jump. What got it there? I think Alex kind of figured it out there at the end, but I'm sweating bullets right now. That was an intense race. Last time I won here, I won by like 3 seconds. This was definitely not an easy win.
Yeah, so coming out of like the last lap, coming out of turn 2, it looked like Alex was like right on your tail. How did that feel? What were you thinking right there?
I got a little nervous, so as I was going to white flag and coming to turn one, the shade started to turn one, and I couldn't see the white line, and that's what that's what I judge my marks off of, is where the line's at, and so I completely missed where I was supposed to let off the throttle. I actually had to get in the brakes a little bit to be able to make that turn. So I saw my back bumper. I was hoping, like, please don't get to my back bumper and spin me, because I'm knocking one half a camper.
Yeah, he didn't turn you. He kept it clean. So congrats on the win, man. Good job.
Yeah, good job.
Thanks. I just want to put out there, I don't know what it was about qualifying, but that was also my first pull ever in MDOT. So
Oh,
definitely a fun
man.
race.
Congratulations
Definitely a
on
fun
that.
race. Everyone was racing today. You know, I got to give a big shout out to Daryl. He had some great battles with me there. No, the battle was the 55 for a bit. That was pretty fun. And Angel, a lot of battle on him. You know, the bunch of clean drivers we got around here. So I look forward to the rest of the season. Not looking forward to next week, but the rest of the season for sure.
Yeah, man. Let's roll back quite a few laps. You made it ended up being a very turned out calculated decision, pitting on lap 40, and then the caution came out. What led to your decision to pit at that time?
What it was actually is someone had pitted behind me. It was a 55. I'm like, are we short on fuel? I look at my fuel when it's at 5 to go. I'm like, okay, I'll just pit this lap. And as soon as that pit road caution came out, I'm talking to Ethan, my spotter. I'm like, can I complete this pit stop or do I have to roll out? He's like, no, complete the pit stop. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, man. Well, again, congratulations on the win. Second win in a row here at Texas, and congrats on your first ever pole here in MDOT. And I'm sure we're going to be seeing your name even more coming up through the rest of the season, man.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to get a good finish early on in the season. Last season, I kind of had a bunch of bad finishes early on, so it was definitely nice being able to get this win this early.
Oh, absolutely, especially with a short season. Which channel would you like to go to, sir?
I'll put myself back
Okay.
in and do Mars.
Alrighty. That was Isaac Wilson, your race winner here tonight. I'm looking to see other people who...
Alex Goff finished second.
Yeah, John K. Timms, I mentioned him earlier. He's just kind of like a quiet guy. Keeps running his race, and he ended up third. Really good run from 16th. Started 16th, went to third. What a good run for him.
Yeah, it's looking like really nobody's kind of sticking around after that one, and I can understand why. That was a little bit of a bump and bang and a rough and tumble.
Were high for sure.
Yeah, you need to get your eyeballs off the screen of the driver's screen. You know what I mean? At that point, it was a rough one, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. There were some great moments in the race, though. I thought we had some interesting, entertaining racing when the racing was green, and really, I love Texas. Legacy Texas is a really cool track, and I thought it was a cool race, and I'm glad that I've got to do it with you guys again.
Oh yeah, man. No, that was great racing. Let's run through your entire field real quick so we can say at least say we said everybody's name, a couple times. The number 93 of Isaac Wilson bringing it home again here at Texas, with Alex Goff finishing in a close second. And when I mean close, I mean we're talking
Close.
0.0000 close.
0.003.
Yeah, to John Timms in the 77 machine, up 13 spots, finishing in third.
Frog tear.
With Brian Privet in the 55 finishing in fourth, and Angel Hernandez finishing fifth. Tim Harmon, I believe he's a new one.
Yeah, he's an Angry Idiots team member, I believe, now.
He finished sixth, with Timothy Jones finishing in seventh, and he is our hard charger of the day. Michael Cheney finishing in eighth, and Nathan Gilbert finishing ninth, with Ken Olson running out our top 10.
Gavin Marlin fought his way back up after several problems on the track, and snagged that 11th spot on the lead lap. Good for him. Ryan Ayers as well got a lap back and was able to finish in the number 12 position. Matthew Spires, Terry Freer, Joe Archer, Gary Sack, all did a great job, suffered some adversity, got into some action that they weren't really counting on, but they stayed with it. They didn't quit, and that'll round out all the way to the 16th position.
Yeah, and then you have Terry James in the number 49 car, 17th. Carlos Ramos, man, he had a tough run. He started 4th, ended up 18th. That's too bad for him. I know he's a fast race car driver. Al Corey, number 19, 2 laps down. Ryan Simone, mini red stick. He was his first race, ended up 20th. Hey man, just put some laps down, start learning. So that's what he was doing.
Heck yeah, man. Welcome to iRace, bud.
Yeah, exactly. 21st, Andrew Kolb, 7 laps down. Daryl Whitlow, he just had a rough one as well. 22, Matthew Jones in the 23. And Alex Marinelli was 29 laps down, and he ended up 24th in this race.
As we close out the end of this one, we look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow night as the Midwest Days of Thunder Cup Series heads to a long race over at Charlotte Motor Speedway. That will be a day-to-night transition race, so you guys should all turn in and do that one, because that's going to be an amazing one. I'm Alan Brown, signing off for Alan English and Adam Turner. Thank you all for watching. Have a fantastic night.
We gone.
See ya.